The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
We wrap up our position previews with a look at the pitchers and catchers here with pitcher Grif Hughes. I'm Andrew Rogers for the Eagles Sports Network. Grif, a pretty good year last year. You're one of the more reliable pitchers for the team. Appeared the most games last year. It seemed like if you needed to start, if you needed to be a reliever, if you needed to close the game, you could do all three. What do you attribute that ability to be able to step in multiple roles?
I think a lot of it is just in our training. I wouldn't say it's ever very comfortable, and so when you get in those uncomfortable positions, it makes it a little bit easier. They approached me fourth, fifth week last season asking, is this something you want to do? Are you comfortable with that? And, the response is, of course. If it's going to help us win, at the end of the day, I don't care what it is. And it's all about winning at the end of the day. So.
As you head into this season, what are some aspects of your game that you wanted to improve upon heading into the year?
I think a lot of it is just we talk about racing to two strikes. So the ability to get to two strikes as quickly as possible, not play around, not run up the pitch count. Because like you said, if I'm throwing in 30 games this year, you don't want to you want to limit that pitch count and get guys on their toes in the box. And so not playing around and just getting to two strikes as quickly as possible.
Let's look at the pitchers. And between you, Hunter, Jake, and Noah, I think the record was like 18-6 or something ridiculous. So with all four of those key pieces back, it seemed like when those guys pitched, you guys were winning. So how do you continue to improve upon what was a really good year for you guys?
Yeah, you can't say enough about those guys. I love those guys. They're fantastic. All three of those guys, they know what they're good at, and they go and tear it up every week. And I think building upon that are those pieces under that. We got some guys coming back that years didn't go like they wanted to last year. Maybe not the numbers they wanted or the innings they wanted, but they go home for the summer and you come back and you see that improvement. Jake Overbeck, Ethan Patch, guys like that that I think are going to make a big splash this year.
You mentioned those two because you do lose Tyler Shaver and Mason Mooney. They were two of your top three pitchers in terms of innings pitched. Yeah. So with some returners back into the fold with the top four that I mentioned there that had the good record combined, how have those guys tried to take a step forward knowing their roles will increase this year?
Yeah, it's been good. I think a lot of it has been a leadership thing. You see some guys that might have not spoken up in years past, Colby Phillips being one of those guys, kind of taking that step up. And there's other guys that we've brought in too. You bring in, we have a boatload of freshmen. I know that other guys have talked about that, but there's a ton of freshmen and they're going to get innings. And so just, preparing guys, JUCO transfers, freshmen, guys coming back, just kind of empowering them, putting confidence in them, being like, hey, like you said, these innings are gone. Somebody's going to have to fill them. And then, it's going to be exciting.
You mentioned the younger guys and some of the new transfers. With you being here, I think this is now your fourth year, maybe your senior year. So how have you helped them along? Because you mentioned they're going to get some innings. How have you helped them kind of grasp, okay, this is what we do in the fall into the spring. This is how you need to prepare to be ready for that moment?
Yeah, this place isn't like anywhere else. And you get recruited here and you hear that from people outside of here. But then when you get here and you realize it's actually not like anywhere else, it can kind of be a whirlwind. And so I kind of took it upon myself with these group of seniors to be like, let's really make sure these guys are not comfortable. Like I said, it's always going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but make sure that they understand that they can be successful here. And so just watching their bullpens and seeing how they've progressed through the fall, just really, putting within them like, man, you guys can do this. And, it's really, worked out for us. They look really good right now.
Let's move to the guys that'll catch for you on the mound. Harrison Travis is back. He'll be behind the dish a little bit. Nicholas Castellana is a transfer in that should see a lot of time back there. Spencer Bright, Frankie Delgado back. What's it like working with guys that you have experience with, but then a guy like Harrison who missed a lot last year and then a transfer in Castellana?
Yeah, Grif makes everybody prepared back there. There's nobody. We have 8 or 9 catchers and none of them aren't prepared. You could throw any of them back there any given day and I would feel confident. I think the ability to control the game. He really puts within them the ability to control the game. And so, I feel confident in my abilities, but then, like you said, you get those freshmen in here that don't really have a ton of experience in college baseball, or you get a transfer that doesn't really know what's going on. And you see the ability, especially if I think of Travis and Bright that have been here for so long that really understand, how to get people out at this level. And you get working with them, you really get in the groove with guys like Nick. All it takes is one day, and you're in that groove. And you're ready to go. And so it's really exciting to have a good group of guys back there like that.
Good luck this year.
Thank you.
That's Grif Hughes. I'm Andrew Rogers here on the Eagles Sports Network.